Mary Lou Williams is a famous musician. She composed her own pieces, sang, and was a pianist. One of the first accomplishments she had were early in her career years. She got a job playing with Duke Ellington, another musician, and they played in a small band called the Washingtonians. A little later on, when she was performing with McKinney's Cotton Pickers, Louis Armstrong came in and listened. Not too long after, in 1927, she got married to John Williams, a saxophonist, and they formed a band called the Syncopators, which later ended when John got another job performing with another band. Mary Lou Williams made herself known in the 1920s because of her music. She composed her own piano and vocal music. Her style of music was jazz, which was so popular in the 1920s, that era was called the Jazz Age. People loved her arrangements, and she soon became very known for her music, whether it was her wondrous vocals or her smooth piano arrangements. I think that two common themes in Mary's life were her growth in her career and how she had a head of gold, shoulders of bronze, arms of steel, and feet of clay. I feel that she represented these themes because of how fast her fame came to her and how humble and gracious she stayed throughout her whole career. Even when the 1920s had ended, Mary Lou Williams was still making music more than ever and was still within the jazz genre. As mentioned earlier, in 1927, she got married to John Williams, a saxophonist, which gave her even more performance opportunities and made her grow as a performer. Later on in 1929, Mary sat with and composed music for her husband's band, the 12 Clouds of Joy, and she provided them with some of her most famous songs, Walkin' and Swingin', Twinklin', Cloudy, and more. In Mary's public and personal life, she was a very kind and gracious woman. She didn't tend to switch around personality-wise. She was always viewed as a very kind woman. Personally, I think all she really wanted to do was spread her joy and love with music and stay humble throughout her whole music career. If I were a history teacher 15 years from now and I was teaching my students life lessons I learned from Mary Lou Williams, I would tell them to have fun, stay humble and gracious, and always do what makes you happy for yourself and no one else. If I lived in the 1920s, I would definitely want to be friends with Mary Lou Williams because then we could make music together and she could teach me so many valuable lessons and she could help me grow as a person and an artist.